Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining Empowerment Divas Network. Today is the start of season 20. We would like to introduce a major artist today. Why don't you let everyone know who you are and where you're from?
Hi, thank you. I'm singer-songwriter John Michael Ferrari, and I sing and write country pop songs and had the pleasure of singing and performing around the country and having some radio play and having a lot of fun doing it.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't you tell us some of the major things that or people that inspires you to continue on as an artist?
Well, growing up, I got my first guitar when I was about 7, 8 years old. And I think at that time, Elvis Presley was really popular. He'd been popular for a while. And that was my inspiration. I wanted to be like him and playing the guitar. And in that time era, there were a lot of other people that came along, Paul Anka and Fabian and all kinds of people like that. So that was the thing that started me on my journey of playing guitar and singing. And then in the 60s, the Beatles came along and they were artists who wrote all their own songs. And that started a whole new revolution with artists coming aboard with singing their material, not singing somebody else's material that somebody wrote. Each decade brought something new into my life as an artist. And then I became interested in listening to singers, how they use their arrangements and their music. There was Quincy Jones and there was Burt Bacharach and, people like that who were actually doing a lot of the arranging for the songs, because the arrangements became more interesting than the songs. And it was an integral part of both of those together.
Wow. So you got a lot of experience. You've dealt with a lot of artists, in the, like you said, the 60s and 70s. And so do you feel that the 60s and 70s era is better than the era now that we're in?
It's a different kind of music. A lot of music today, like you take Bruno Mars. A lot of his music is much like Motown. So he combines the Motown sound of the 60s music into today's genre of music. Well, I do the same thing. I take a lot of what was popular in the 60s and 70s and 80s style of music with musical arrangements and make them current with the sound of what's happening today with the format of the songs. The format has changed considerably from what the format used to be in the 60s and the 50s and 60s. When I say the structure of the song, you have your intro, you have your verse, you have your pre-chorus, you have your chorus, you have your post-chorus. There's a structure to a song that's very intricate in today's music. And there was just a few structures back then that were used. There was more structures used now. And today's music incorporates all that, along with a lot of hip hop. Country music now has a lot of hip hop in the way they do music.
Yes. And I noticed that a lot of the new music, they try to take, like copies and samples of the old music instead of being, just like you said, no writer, none of that's like nothing is natural in a sense. You have some artists who still continue on as the old school way, but then you have this whole almost new atmosphere of artists, and then you have AI. You know about AI?
Yeah.
Okay, so AI, they said, is going to take over, but I don't think it's going to take over that much in the music industry, because that is a whole nother level.
Yeah, and you brought up AI, and it's interesting because me and my friends were sitting around to see what AI could do compared to what we write and what AI writes. It won't have that touch of creativity. It builds on what information it has when we write songs, I mean, we draw from experience and things that I just don't think a machine can do. And I've never seen AI do anything that was better than what the Beatles or what Michael Jackson has done or anything like that. They can guide you. Now you can use it as a guide, ask it questions, ask it to critique your songs. That's good for that. But to depend on AI to write a song for you, I just don't think it can happen. It can write a nice song, but not like what a human being could write. Something special about what a human being creates out of their imagination and brings into this world.
Yes, definitely. It's almost like when they said robots would take over the world and we would lose our jobs. Robots can only do so much. Even at the store, when you're at the self-checkout, you have to have a body there to make sure that everything is running the flow. It's not running on its own. So it's definitely a difference. You still have to use human nature when it comes to that. So I totally agree with that. But we're gonna talk about our main topics today. And one of our topics is to focus on saving the music. So when you hear saving the music, tell me, what does that mean to you?
Saving the music, clarify saving the music from what?
Just when you hear save the music, what would that mean to you?
Well, I wouldn't know because exactly specifically save it from where? You mean save it from AI?
No. So I'm gonna tell you a brief story of why I asked this question, and then this will help you out a little bit. So Empowerment Divas Network, me and my partner, we host an event called Saving the Music each year. The goal is to provide scholarships for the youth. And when you hear saving the music, for me, it means to save the youth, to save lives, and then to bring, the naturalistics of music back. So kind of what we just talked about, how we talked about, you got to have that natural instinct when it comes to music. You can't just go off of a computer. But I just wanted to know, when you hear that topic, what would that mean to you? Like, how would you take that?
Well, I would say one thing we need to have in the school educational systems is music. And, music used to be incorporated in all the schools. When I was in school, I remember they asked me to play tuba. I didn't want to play tuba, but it brought everybody together. That's the one thing that schools, out of any program they have, if you bring music into a school, you'll have everybody joining in. Everybody from whatever culture that they're in, they can be in that one class and we're united. We're going to play one song or many songs, but we all work together. Without that, we're all separate. Because what else do you have in a school system that brings people together like that? And there's so many talented people out there who never get the opportunity to express themselves or taught how to express themselves through music. And it's a very integral part of being human beings, to have music in our soul. So I would say save the music, save the people by bringing music together in the atmosphere of schools and in education. We have that outside, but we need more of that to bring everybody together. When I go out, I can go someplace where there's complete strangers. It doesn't matter what culture they're from. We can sit down, we can play Beatles songs, or we can play any kind of soul songs or blues. We just sit there, and it's about sharing the music. It's not about anything else. People you would not have anything in common with in any way except for music will bring us together.
Yes, I totally agree with that. And now they offer music in the schools, but what I think they need to do is first talk about the history of music. That's what's missing, the history of it. Then the history of music, they need to talk about, like in history class, they don't cover nothing on African American studies. That's number one with that. They need to offer more media programs, because media goes aligned with music and radio and TV, because So if they're not interested in being a singer or rapper or playing the piano, they might be interested in doing, media, as far as like a DJ or something else, but it still goes aligned with the music. So I totally agree with you on that. I
You know,
do.
in music, a lot of the blues music, I was listening, worked with this blues singer, and she was extraordinary. But when she sang the blues, there was always something missing. And she asked me, she says, John, what's missing from my music when I sing blues? And she sang it very well. I said, because you haven't experienced the hurt and the pain. You know, when Black singers used to sing down south about their life, it came true. They were singing the blues. They were talking about the hurt and pain that they were going through. You're just mimicking what you think blues is. Until you experience hurt and pain, you really don't sing the blues. You're just singing what somebody else sang and your interpretation. To really sing anything, you have to gone through that experience and feel that pain so you can express it, and then it becomes true and people believe what you're saying.
Yes, yes. I get it and I understand that. So our next topic, and we're gonna go on a different level right now, but our next topic is agriculture. Do you feel that there needs to be more farms than fast food?
I don't know how there can be more farmers because the rising cost, of farmers, what they have to pay, they're struggling to buy the fees and the restrictions that are given farmers. It makes it very difficult to be a farmer. At one point, I think Trump gave the farmers, he helped them out by giving them back some money, but they need a lot of assistance. And there's so many areas where people want to go to food that's not real food. They want to grow things that's synthetic food, and that doesn't help farmers. I mean, there was a time when people really had real corn. We were in a restaurant the other day and we ordered fruit, and I was thinking, gee, their fruit usually doesn't taste like fruit. I don't know what it tastes like. If you didn't have your eyes open, you wouldn't know what it tastes like, so it's kind of synthetic. But there was a time where food was real food, but the problem was they have to preserve it over a length of time. So they had to put all these chemicals in there, and it dilutes the potency of what fresh fruit or anything that's good for the human body. It diminishes it, so it's hard for farmers. I don't know how they're going to make it, because from generation to generation, when they own a farm and the principals die and they try to give it to their heirs, they have to pay such enormous taxes on that transfer that it makes it difficult. They have to sell some portion of their farm, or sometimes their whole farm, they have to sell it to pay the taxes. We need to help the farmers out much more, make it accessible where they can pass it from generation to generation without being penalized.
Yes, I do agree with you, but I'm here to tell you that the USDA offers a lot of different resources and grants and funding for these farmers. I'm here in Ohio, by the way. So I see a lot of the different farming going on here. However, like you said, there are restrictions. So here in Toledo, Ohio, there's only a couple farms, but when you go out to Swanton and Holland, which is like 20, 30 minutes from here, there are, 30 to 40 to 50 different farms. And so we need to bring farming back to the rural community, not the rural community, the urban community. And it needs to be more farming to schools, because if you're saying that we need to help the farmers, but we need to help these children and these families get more fresh food. That's the way to it, to provide, be able to connect with those government officials and let them know, like, hey, they're building farmland, or they have farmland here, and they're going to have fresh fruits and vegetables and flowers for that community. We need you to allow that in that area. So it goes down to we really need to step up for our community instead of being against each other. because I'm speaking on it as a community leader here in Toledo and as somebody who focuses on media. I have to look at it both ways.
Well, I don't know if when we lived in Los Angeles, we live in Nevada now, we used to go to Whole Foods and Erewhon. If you're familiar with Erewhon, you could buy fresh milk there. You cannot buy fresh milk anymore, except I think Erewhon. I don't know if you ever had a glass of fresh milk, not pasteurized milk, but fresh milk. It is so wonderful. One glass of fresh milk lasts you the whole day, They made it difficult for farmers, for dairy farmers, to even have fresh milk for us. That would be something that they bring back in communities, letting dairies, provide fresh milk for the residents in the community. And, that would be a terrific thing. That's not going to happen, no, I don't think.
Well, I just know that there are some things in the works. I can't talk too much about it right now, but I have some partners and leaders globally who are working on some things, but that is a major topic that needs to be addressed. I think I'm going to set up a meeting with a couple different farmers, because I have a guy, he has like 10 different farming lands, and he grows like watermelons and different, I think watermelons and greens and different other fruits and vegetables. But the state of Ohio wants to sell his soil that he created, some type of, and so it's been a lot, especially, here in Ohio with that. But as far as music goes, how many years experience do you have? I know you said the 60s and 70s, but what year exactly did you get started? Because I didn't quite hear that.
Back in the late 50s, I think, when I was just a little kid, and for many years, I played in rock and roll bands, and I would play in small cafes and bars and with just myself and the guitar. And at that time, there was Jim Croce, Cat Stevens, and people like that. We would mimic their music. It wasn't until later on that Pepper J, my producer, encouraged me to write and do my own songs. I had a successful career as a cover artist for many years, but I was very fortunate as I got older to get into music and writing my own songs, and that changed everything for me. It took it to a whole new atmosphere. So that's why I encourage people, if you're going to be in music, you like to play cover bands, that's fun, that's nice. But if you really want a career, you have to write your own material and get it out there, invest money in what you do, and you'll have an opportunity like we're now. I mean, we're enjoying nice success because of the songs I've written. We went to Nashville, recorded them. Pepper produced them. They're on the radio. We're getting radio play, and it's really nice to have that in our lives at this point of our life. I'm in my 70s now, and I enjoy it.
Okay, well, you don't look 70 something.
Well, it's because I enjoy what I do, and we're very fortunate. We take a lot of time. We go to the health club. We work out. We eat good food. Good farmers' food, that's what we do. And you eat right, stay away from the sugar as much as possible. But, we like our sugar. It's all right to have it once in a while. But, if you want to sustain your life, you got to do some of those things.
Yes, definitely. So I just want to give you a brief history on Empowerment Divas Network before we move forward. Empowerment Divas Network has been started off as a podcast in 2016. We focused on women-owned businesses. We did a lot of research between Ohio and Michigan, and we realized that these businesses did not have a platform. And so we interviewed over 300 different businesses throughout this time. In 2018, I partnered with Freedom K Radio, which they're based out of South Carolina. And so they reached I want to say um, 200 million listeners a month, just Freedom K Radio alone. But in 2019, I noticed that I needed to incorporate the men in business as well. And I needed to add artists. So in 2019, I interviewed an artist like every week. They were flooding my inbox. You know, they wanted to learn more about Empowerment Leaders Network. Now here in 2023, we have interviewed over 500 artists globally, the underground artists, not really major artists. And it's crazy that I'm getting a lot of major artists to interview now. So I am truly thankful of that. For 2023, we also launched the Roku app. And so you can definitely catch this episode on Roku under EDN, Empowerment Divas Network. EmpowermentDivasNetwork.com is all live right now. And so when it comes to you, do you have any news albums or anything that's getting ready to come out?
Yeah, we just recorded a couple of songs. There's a couple of a song that I don't know if you can see that. You can't see that, but it's a song called "Working My Way to Nashville." I wrote with Pepper J and Ray Ligon, just being released, and working. Look it up. Called "Working My Way to Nashville." And I also recorded a song that's just coming out. I Want a Music with You. It's just hitting the charts now. And we have a whole CD, but you know, today you don't release the whole CD at one time. You release each song, you know, like 3 or 4 months at a time. So it takes about a year to release the whole CD. But that's what we have right now. Music with You and Working My Way to Nashville. That's sung by Ray Ligon.
Wow. And so where can people find you on social media? Do you have a website? Give us that information so people can look you up.
Yeah, if you go to johnmichaelferrari.com, that'll take you to our website. On there, information on where we're playing, where we're performing, our concerts, any news information that's coming out. Right there is everything, or on like everybody else on Spotify. But you just put my name in and all this stuff comes up.
Okay. All right. So do you have any children, John?
Well, I have 2 peacocks, 7 cats, 2 dogs, and how many chickens? 13 chickens.
Oh boy, you got a whole village.
2 tortoises. Yeah.
Wow.
I live on a ranch, and we love it here. We love it. We live right outside of Las Vegas. We have a nice ranch. We spend a lot of time in Nashville, but we like coming back to the ranch. It's a beautiful place, and all of our friends come and visit. We have guests that are coming over today and hang out and swim with us, and it's going to be a nice weekend for us. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, and it is the holiday week, so I hope you guys have a great holiday. I'm still going to be working, but I get time off that day.
Good. Well, you know, we're very blessed, and you know, most important thing that every day you have to give thanks for whatever you have. When I see the sun go down, I always go outside and watch the sun to slip over the mountains and give thanks for whatever was to happen for that day. And even many times during the day when I'm walking around, little things will happen, little blessings. And I thank God. Thank you for that. Thank you. You know, the more that we appreciate and give thanks for what we have, the more it comes our way.
Definitely. And I say that all the time to my children because I have 4 of them. And I have to, and so I have to let them know you got to be thankful for what we have in order to get more things later down the road. Also, you have to, when you make it, like when you're high above success and you have people who are lower than you, you have to make sure that you give back and try to help build others up as well, because the same way that you, have a lot of money or build success, you can definitely tomorrow lose it all. So those things are important in my household.
My cat wants to be on camera.
I see.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm so, happy that we got to interview you today and learn more about you as an artist. And I'm gonna go to your website because I did go to it a few months back, but I'm gonna go to your website. I'm gonna share this interview and I'm going to share some of your songs and have them airing there. Do you have music videos as well?
Yeah, there's music videos, lyric videos. As an independent artist, it's up to us to do everything. There was a time when record companies would sign people, they still sign people. But to all the independent artists out there, we're all trying to do the best we can to get our music out there and work together, contact other people, shake hands, and meet people on the internet. It's all part of the promotion of being an independent artist.
Yes.
But there are a lot of other videos out there, and there's a lot of information out there. If you check us out, we interview and talk with other people. I have a radio show. I do, what's it called? It's called Songwriter's Perspective. I think that you can, some of it, all of them are on YouTube. I talk and interview with other people, and I also pick songs of other independent artists and play those songs and share those songs and songwriting techniques with the world. It's important to how to write a song. There's a lot of videos out there, but everybody has to find their own way of method of writing a song. And there's many different ways to come up with an inspiration or an idea and whatever format and structure you want to use.
Wow. Well, I say that to say I didn't know you had that on YouTube, but maybe we can discuss that at a later time when you're ready. We definitely wouldn't mind airing your show, your YouTube show on our app.
Yeah, you go look at it. It's called Songwriter's Perspective, Sean Michael Ferrari, and we have some great artists, and a lot of them are up and coming, and they're good songs, good singers, songwriters. We try to give them an opportunity to get their music on the radio. Since we have FM radio that stations that play the program, they get airtime. Which everybody wants.
Exactly. Well, again, I'm so glad that we got to interview and talk to you today. And I hope that we can talk more soon, especially when you get out there and you're getting ready to promote your album. Are you doing any shows in the future? Are you there?
Deborah.
Oh, recording?
No problem. I really enjoy meeting new people and talking to different
This
artists.
is Deborah.
Oh, hi, how you doing? I
Hi.
spend a lot of
She's the
time
reason why we're having
listening
all success. I kept pushing buttons on here.
happy life, happy wife, huh?
Yeah, that's it. She always reminds me, always says that. I need to go shopping. Remember, keep me happy.
That is so funny. Oh boy. I can't see your face there. See.
Oh, I don't know. Anyways, we're still here, but
Okay. Well,
let me
I'm
see.
glad.
There we go. There we
Okay.
go.
Yes.
Now you see the
So
whole thing.
yeah, I see it. I see it. It's big in there.
This is our quantum.
The closet?
No, it's a
No, it's a
Quonset.
Quonset hut. We teach
Oh.
kids in here. We have youth ministries from churches, bring kids here, kids that, just want to feel safe for a day or a weekend or a week. A lot of different camps and things, the sheriff's department, probation, they just utilize the ranch. We set it up for children. They utilize it for just a space to be comfortable without weapons, without swearing, and learning to interact with other children, teens mostly.
Wow. Well, I'm glad to hear that because, we offer a lot of teen programs and we've been having teens working and they've been here helping as far as media and, we do a Save the Youth campaign. This would be our 6th annual campaign. And so they've been out in the community and, talking to different people, giving them flyers on our events and asking them for donations. So those are some things that we focus on. But like I said, our main thing is media, agriculture literacy, financial literacy, and after school program for youth.
Do you do any of those community gardens? I have friends in different parts of the United States that are really big on having the whole community get involved in gardens and then have fresh vegetables and such from it, mostly in the inner city, but I was wondering if you were involved with that at all.
Well, I'm new to it. And so what happened is my son, he's 15. We created a business and, for him, and it's called Teens and Greens Agricultural Initiative. And what it is that he creates different models for the gardens to be built. So like we're approaching different cities and states where he draws these 5 models and asks the city as far as like the parks and the vacant lands and things and say, okay, which model would you want here? And then we'll create it. We'll have the teens show them how to grow and get our farmers that has experience out there with the youth and with our volunteers. And yes, we're preparing to build those community gardens.
Oh, how exciting. That's very exciting. Very exciting. Very exciting.
So definitely, if you want to learn more about the New Me Foundation, you can go to tnmf.info and we have information there. If you go to Facebook, you can look up the New Me Foundation. You can go to Google, it's all there. We're definitely verifiable when it comes to those things because I've been a nonprofit for 10 years. So I've been doing this for a long time.
Well, we connected, John connected to your Facebook today and connected to your Twitter account, but we didn't do the EDN. I looked for it, but I didn't find it. So if you could
Roku?
Oh, no, I didn't look on Roku. I will. And then I sent you an email today that had a link to the 2 music videos for his last 2 songs, in case you wanted to take a look.
I definitely will, because I didn't get to go on my email this morning, but I definitely will do that. And like I said, I really appreciate what you guys do in your community and what you've done, throughout your career.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right. I hope you guys have a great holiday.
What you and your son are doing.
Yes, you got to put him to work.
Yeah. Oh, it's so important. And you're guiding him, and pretty soon you won't be guiding him. He'll just be going off and doing.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get all the kids prepared and ready for success. I feel as if, throughout these different generations, once a child turns 18, you just tell them, okay, you're grown, get out. But that's not the case. They need to be ready and prepared to get out in the world.
My grandfather, when I had my son, he must have been about a month old. He says, well, Pepper J, you have 2 things that you have to do. And I thought he would say, love him and stuff. He said, teach your child how to be independent and try to keep him safe until he is. Huh? And I went, oh, okay, I can do that.
Wow. Yeah, so, but you guys, I hope you enjoyed our interview today. And like I said, you guys keep in touch with us. Let us give us updates on what you got going on. And we definitely will be in tune with you at a later date.
All right, Michelle, thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too, bye.
Bye-bye.
So I don't know how to turn this on. You have to do it better than I do.